Well, it's official. The internet kinda sucks. And I think you'll agree with me on that one. But here's what I think we can do to fix it. See, for as long as humans have been around, we've always wanted a sense of belonging. The Neanderthals, they made cave paintings and shared their food. The ancient Greeks, they had a public forum. And those in the Renaissance, they went to plays and public displays of art. Religion, politics, book clubs, even the gym. They're just all places where like-minded people can come together. Arguably, the greatest way to do that in human history has been through the information superhighway that we call the internet. Now, if someone feels like they don't belong to one of the aforementioned groups, they can find places of comfort in any corner of the globe. It's kind of miraculous when you think about it. Unfortunately, it makes everything easier. Ostracizing, advertising, minimalizing. You can critique people who you've only spent 1 minute with before you keep scrolling and you do it again. We have pop-up ads whenever you blink, and subscription services, they replaced ownership overnight. Nothing's breaking news, and nothing's upsetting if that's just the norm. But don't you miss what it used to be? Message boards for everyone, creativity was blossoming, and paying for things through a screen was still taboo. We had flash games in 4th period in the school library. Nobody was begging for subs or wanted you to sign up for their program. Even the animals were cooler. Come on, Nyan Cat and Crazy Frog? I know those are pretty old now, but we had it made back then. The early internet wasn't perfect. It was slow, it was ugly, and it was confusing for a lot of people. But it had a spirit that's almost unrecognizable today. And what we gained in convenience, we lost in creativity, openness, and humanity. In the early days, the internet, it felt like a place that you went to, not something that followed you everywhere. You logged on with intention, and when you arrived, it felt like entering a massive, messy library. But it was built by volunteers. And it wasn't that long ago, but now, something's missing. It's you. The excitement that you had about the future and the potential of technology. But when trillions of dollars started being funneled in, your best interest was left behind. Today, most of the internet lives inside a handful of corporate platforms. Instead of exploring web pages, we scroll feeds. Instead of discovering, we're delivered content. And instead of curiosity driving what we see, engagement metrics do. That's a huge shift. Early internet culture, it rewarded originality. Modern internet culture, it rewards optimization. What works, what gets clicks, and what keeps people watching just a few seconds longer. We both know that you don't want the coolest phone designs with quirky features. You just want the newest juice box with a camera that you can watch Netflix on. Let's be honest. We don't want personalized web pages to let our social butterflies bloom. No, we just want an account name and a password that you don't remember. We used to have infinite possibilities for infinite people, and now algorithms are picking what they think you should like. And that system, it doesn't exist to inform you, connect you, or enrich your life. It exists to monetize your attention, to steal your time away from you. Like the ads. Yes, the old internet, it had ads, but they were usually obvious and pretty easy to ignore. Today, advertising is woven into the fabric of everything. It used to be called the web because it would weave us all together. Now it's owned and operated by corporations who hire people to make their brands feel more relatable. The same brands that will poison your body and your mind before they pick your pocket. Authenticity is punished, while rage bait is not only rewarded, but it's pushed to the masses. So we all became bitter, but we can't disconnect ourselves. We're like a rotten fruit on a dying tree. Now information is filtered through privately funded news outlets, and somehow Wikipedia needs to beg for donations to keep running. Like that makes sense. The rich, they don't want you healthy, they don't want you educated, and they don't want you to be empathetic and compassionate to one another. Those qualities aren't good for profit margins. The sick will always need the medicine that's owned by their companies. The uneducated, they don't ask questions. It's great for them. And communities, they don't need third-party interference because they're independent and diverse. But when those communities get independent enough, suddenly they're radicals trying to change the status quo, and they're gunned down by the guns that the wealthy produce. War is bad for business, unless your business is war. Now, the war isn't just overseas. It's on your screen, it's happening right now. What used to be a vital source of information has been watered down to entertainment. And it's not even that entertaining anymore. To keep them passive, you need to give them bread and circuses. Panem et circenses. But the bread is stale, the clown likes kids a little too much, And now the animals are all endangered. Make sure you buy your merchandise, though. Memes aren't even culturally relevant anymore. They used to be printed on t-shirts because they had reached so many people. Now the next one pops up every 2 minutes, and it's so niche that you don't share it with anyone because you'll think that no one understands your sense of humor. Now a meme page is just a commercial break between documented injustice and vacation photos. And the result is that the internet, it feels exhausting. Even when you're entertained, you're tired. Even when you're informed, you're overwhelmed. There's always something new, something urgent, and something designed to keep you from ever fully logging off and disconnecting. The good news? The internet, it's not a finished thing. It never was. I don't think it frankly ever will be. Every blog, every independent website, every small community built with care in mind is a reminder that another version of the internet is still possible. It just exists underneath all the noise. And that's why I'm making this video, because I realized I need to start contributing instead of just consuming. Even if it's just stuff like this. Essentially spitballing a journal entry with a little bit of a script. Just starting a conversation with the ether is better than sitting in silence. And since third spaces have essentially died, I want to make up for that. Nobody goes to the bars or the clubs or the bowling alleys anymore, but everyone I know, and everyone I don't know, they're all online. I've always been the biggest fan of 10-minute talking videos, where it feels like you're just sitting with them having a conversation on your couch. I know my body wants my dopamine spiked at all times, but I don't think my brain can take it for much longer. So, I'm taking a page out of the ancient texts, hitting record, and just seeing what happens. I want to make at least one video a week. Each video will be about one overarching idea, and I just want to give you my thoughts on it. But that means I want to hear your input too. I want some feedback. Like we're talking on the couch. Things you want me to talk about, things you want me to do. We all have unique perspectives on the world, and I want to get a glimpse into yours. I don't know the exact quote, but I've always loved the sentiment that when a person dies, it's like a library is burned with them, and I want an interpersonal library card. I love learning, and that's what this is for me. It's an opportunity to learn about myself, about new topics, about you all, about the world. I want to relearn what it means to be human, to interact, to broaden our horizons, to do new things, and to truly connect with one another. I would rather walk a mile in someone else's shoes than just say that they're tacky. I want to know, what does a candy maker do for fun when they go home at night? What music was formative to an old tailor's childhood? What was the worst day in a multimillionaire's life? What jobs would the downtrodden be passionate about if they were given the opportunity to do them instead of being treated like trash? See, I want these conversations to remind you of what you'd talk about during school lunch. What do you want to be when you grow up? How did you choose your pet's name? Who's the coolest person that you know? The stuff that's deemed unimportant as you become an adult. I think that those things are arguably the most important. I want you to feel like you have some power here too. Like you're free to talk about your vulnerabilities, what you're passionate about, your dreams. Maybe someone else will feel heard when life is so deafening all the time. I'd love for this to flourish to a point that we can make a change, no matter how small. Because I know that we can, but that's up to you all. I've already lined up about 45 video ideas that I want to get into, and we'll see how that goes. I may switch them up based on what you guys suggest. But if that sounds like something you want to be a part of, make yourself at home. Grab a seat on the couch. There's always something new. So come take a peek a couple times a week. We may just talk about it. Peace.